you ever wondered, what are the benefits of indoor climbing?
I really like how when you climb you can forget about anything you're going through.
It's probably the first sport I actually engaged with.
My mental health definitely improves when I'm climbing.
You're always working on improving whatever technique you need to improve.
Definitely helps with stress relief. It's like when you're climbing, you're only thinking about the climbing.
I just love the challenge.
I like that it's both physical and mental.
The community we've got in the climbing centre, it's really nice.
I went to Newcastle Climbing Centre to find out what can climbing do for you, more specifically how can it benefit your mental and physical health. I began by asking the interviewees how they got into climbing in the first place. I found that there was one very common answer.
Climbing got me into climbing, but not climbing walls, climbing trees. So my dad decided I should probably learn how to do it safely.
A lot of tree climbing, and my parents were concerned.
I used to love climbing trees and it used to scare my mother to bits, so she made me join the kids club.
Is there any other answers?
I was walking Hadrian's Wall and I was looked over the windsill when I was there, and I thought I'll give this a shot when I go back, and I did, and I didn't stop.
Did a course at Kirkley Hall which went into outdoor recreational activities, and that was my introduction to climbing.
One of my friends does climbing and she invited me to come climbing with her.
I tried climbing at Centre Parks and the instructor there said to my mum that I should take it up as a hobby. So I tried climbing locally. I was paired with an instructor who I stuck with for about 10 years, who was really helpful.
The first time I ever went climbing, it was as part of a scouts trip.
I was curious to find out why people chose climbing as opposed to any other sport. What is there to like about climbing?
The challenge, the physical aspect. I'm not generally a gym person or anything like that. I've tried all that through the years, but they seem to fit me.
I like that it's both physical and mental. It's probably the first sport I actually engaged with, which then led to me engaging with other sports like martial arts and stuff.
Climbing's so good because it's so diverse, you can do so much with it. My favourite part is going outdoors and going to these amazing spaces where people don't normally go to. I love the mountaineering side of things. I like the physical fitness of climbing and also the problem side of actually climbing, using your brain to work out how you're going to get to each move. And
I like finishing climbs because it gives you a sense of accomplishment that you don't really get in everyday life, and I like learning how to do new climbs and I like getting better at it all.
It doesn't feel as well known as just say going to the gym or playing football or just some other common sport. It feels a lot more calm compared to those.
I like how you can just come into a climbing centre and just completely zone out into the climb. You don't have to think about other things like stress from when I first started I had a lot of stress from school and anxiety, so I'd come into climbing and completely forget about that. And also, since I was climbing with an instructor, I could talk through problems at school or just anything, and he would be really helpful and we'd just talk and climb, and it was like therapy really.
I find it really fun mainly. I quite like just the challenge of it, and when I'm climbing I just think about climbing really, and I enjoy the community and stuff like that.
I love the thrill of it as well, especially on ropes. In terms of bouldering, I like the sort of community aspect of it. I like how a lot of different people kind of gather around and try and figure out how to do a certain climb. I really like that.
I really like how when you climb you can forget about anything you're going through. I don't think about uni work or anything whilst I'm climbing, so I can just leave everything and then just think about climbing in the wall.
Now for the main question. How does climbing benefit your mental and physical health?
I have a condition called hypermobility and it makes my ligaments really, really lax. Because of climbing, the muscles around my ligaments have strengthened and gotten better, which means that I have less dislocations and I am overall just more healthy when you're focused on the climb and the climb itself. So you're not having to deal with any of the thoughts that might be going through the head. You don't have to think about anything else other than getting to the top of your climb. And
climbing can definitely be stressful, don't get us wrong. It can, you can get really stressed by not knowing how to do a move. A lot of new people, especially new climbers, get very stressed when they get to the top of the autobelays because you have to let go. But again, it's overcoming those fears. It's about doing it, coming off and then realising actually that was okay, and then it becomes less stressful and more fun.
Usually climb quite a bit, sometimes you still have a bad day, but generally I'm in a good mood when I'm climbing.
Yeah, obviously doing physical exercise is like really helpful for like your mental health and stuff. When you get to like a climb that's like quite difficult and you've got to actually think, you're like, oh no, what do I do here? So then it stops you thinking about stuff that's actually worrying you. And
If I've had just like a really bummed out week and I've got a load of stuff dragging us down, just that feeling of being able to know that I can improve my technique, just get to the top of that wall and worry about something other than just work or like assignments. You're always thinking about like, what type of hold is this? Where should I move? Is this a good foothold? Am I stable in this position? There's always something tiny going on that you need to try and secure yourself with when you're climbing.
It just kind of puts us in this zone where I'm only thinking about the climbing. It's also helped with a lot of issues like problem solving. It's helped improve my balance because I had really bad balance as a kid. It also gives you a really good sense of accomplishment if you've been working on the same climb for a long time and you finally do it. It gives you a really good sense of you've just done something that you've been working towards. It's also good for resilience because if you don't do something, it makes sure that you keep trying and keep working towards that final goal.
It definitely makes you like more. I feel like, for example, like something that might stress someone out normally, I won't get stressed about because it's very stimulating when you're on a very scary climb.
Sometimes I tend to beat myself up. Like if I like fall off a climb that I think I should be able to do, I get frustrated at myself and keep beating myself up about it. But I think in the long run that's still good because it's still like a progression towards overcoming that challenge, and you know you've got to keep coming back to it. I think it's really humbling. It's like falling off a big rock. It's humbling in a way that's healthy.
My mood definitely increases when I climb because you just get to forget about everything and it's just you and the wall, to be honest.
Throughout this process, I've realised climbing isn't just about climbing, it's the community that comes with it. Although it isn't a team sport, there is a lot of working together and helping each other because we all have the same goal, which is getting to the top of that wall.
The group I climb with, primarily, we all got together because the centre here had a lonely climbers club basically. So
It's a sick community and I like being part of it.
Staff here are so friendly. It's like a little family.
A lot of it's like to do with the staff that work here. They're all really nice. So
In terms of it's a social sport, you need 2 people to do rope climbing.
you meet a wide mix of people as well.
The pattern emerging between answers was obvious. Climbing is an outlet. It allows us to press pause on our anxiety, forget about day-to-day worries and focus on something other than problems. So why not give climbing a go?